The U.S. is tracking a big drop in tourism from around the world. Take a look at this. Travel from Canada and Mexico was down double digits in March. We're also seeing fewer visitors from Western Europe, Central and South Asia, South America, I should say.
Here in New York, tourism is also being hit big time, once again driven by negative sentiment toward the USA.
Stunning images of near-empty passenger planes are popping up on social media. These international flights have many tourists flying to the USA practically alone. Shauna Massengill flew from London to Chicago. Look, barely anyone on board.
There was nobody there. There was nobody in my row. It was really shocking. I've never been on a flight like that.
Something strange is happening in 2025. For decades, the United States stood tall as the dream destination, the land of skyscrapers, movie stars, and bucket list vacations. But this year, that dream is cracking. Global tourism is changing fast, and for the first time in a generation, the U.S. isn't on the winning side. In the past, travelers came not just for the views, but for what America represented. Freedom, innovation, opportunity. But now, concerned. People are second-guessing. They're skipping the Statue of Liberty, avoiding Times Square, choosing other destinations. Not because of distance or price, but because something deeper is shifting. In country after country, we're seeing the same pattern: hesitation. Not loud, not dramatic, but steady and growing. Business travel is stalling. Student exchanges are declining. Entire airline routes are quietly disappearing, and the data doesn't lie. In 2025, American tourism is no longer the safe bet it once was. According to the U.S. Travel Association's April snapshot, international visits have dropped significantly across key regions, including Western Europe. What's causing this? It's not one big moment. It's a combination of many. Let's talk about trust. Across Europe and Asia, travelers report rising concerns about U.S. immigration, long border waits, aggressive questioning, even racial profiling. National headlines are filled with stories of detentions and visa denials, even for professionals and students. These aren't rumors. They're real events, documented, shared, and amplified. In Germany, the government officially updated its travel guidance after several German citizens, including students, were detained at American airports. According to Reuters, the German Foreign Ministry stated that even a valid visa no longer guarantees entry into the U.S. In Japan, NHK, the national broadcaster, covered multiple incidents of engineers and tourists being held for hours by U.S. customs officers, fueling frustration among businesses and universities. And in Australia, SmartTraveller, the government's travel advisory service, issued multiple warnings about inconsistent airport security and increased scrutiny at U.S. borders. Meanwhile, Flight Centre, the country's largest travel agency, reported a 16% drop in U.S. bookings while travel to Japan and New Zealand surged. On social media, Australians share stories of invasive phone checks, long delays, and general unease.
I was questioned by one of the officers, and then shortly after, my mother and I were taken into a room. We were held there for quite some time before my mum was released, and then I was unfortunately remaining behind for further interrogation, and then that was about a 4 to 5 hour ordeal before I was taken to the federal detention center.
News.com.au ran a widely shared article describing first-hand accounts of travelers being ordered to unlock their phones or face immediate deportation. This isn't just about tourism anymore. It's about identity, values, reputation. For many international travelers, America once symbolized optimism. Now, it often represents uncertainty. And let's not ignore the political elephant in the room. Serious tariffs, trade tensions, diplomatic friction. These don't just impact policy, they ripple down to everyday travelers. Flights get cut, insurance premium.
And it's just crazy that a lot of people just getting deported, and then a lot of people from other countries, they don't want to come here no more. They feel like they was looking forward to the American dream, and now it's coming all down to shambles. It's like that Australian lady. She came over here, and then she was being harassed for 4 to 5 hours because they wanted to question her and her mother. And it's just sad because she's just coming to visit. But she didn't know she was going to be detained for 4 to 5 hours and then just being questioned. So she felt like she was so humiliated, because I could see it in her eyes, because it's just crazy out here. And then with the things going on in California, like the protesting, the violence, then they deporting everybody back. The American dream ain't the American dream no more. This is America. It's like it's changing by the second, because Companies are laying off workers as we speak. You might be next. You might get fired at your job or laid off or anything. Like I tell y'all, I didn't know it was going to be that deep though. I didn't. Because even when you go to a country, even if I was a tourist somewhere, I wouldn't want to feel like I'm being harassed when I go to a country, or I got to wait 5-6 hours because y'all want to ask me what I'm doing over here. Am I a terrorist or anything? They racial profiling people, all types of stuff. So it's like, it's crazy out here because maybe it might not be a safe time to travel right now because it's like the airlines are declining. When you go to New York, it was a ghost town. And then the prices are just increasing. So they might not be able to afford to come over here right now because at the end of the day, we in a struggle. We in a recession. And it's like we're trying to get out the recession. So and a lot of people, they living by paycheck to paycheck. So from a tourist from the outside looking in, they don't know about all this that's going on right now. They had to witness this firsthand. So when they got over here, they had to experience this. So who wants to try to visit a country? You got to get your phone searched. They weren't expecting that to happen. And a lot of us don't know what's about to happen next because we weren't prepared for this. So that's all I be saying because it's just crazy out here by the second. Not by the minute, by the second. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do y'all think that these measures was excessive or they was really logical? So that's what I want to know. Thank y'all for tuning in, and I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.